so much like it wasn't like messing around. It was just like
I felt like those guys they felt a lot of pressure. Like
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like we're not gonna care. Like we are gonna care, but like no one's
I
gonna
felt
care
like
to
they
make
felt-
it out.
But like that core was together for so long.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it just
it
felt
feels
like
weird.
it's
It feels
like
weird.
they felt a lot of pressure.
yeah, especially my freshman year when we were like
They put it on
8, 13.
themselves
I was like,
I don't think we have.
We had
I don't
such
think,
a good
I don't think we're gonna have a
lineup.
lot of
How
guys
long
this year
we-
that's gonna like they're gonna like care to make it out. Like we're just gonna.
all right, real quick, say your name in the mic. Let's make sure we're going all good sound wise.
Ryan McGee.
Harrison Ball.
Cole Lombardo.
Sweet. All right, yeah. This thing is going to be our savior for our streaming games. 'Cause last year we basically, so this thing is like, think just like a giant glorified iPad, but it has like cell service.
Okay.
So think we basically it would like host almost like a Zoom call, and we'd like join with a phone that had a microphone attached. So like it was just kind of a, we'll call it a minor league setup. This feels a little bit more professional because we kind of figured like if we're gonna do it, we gotta take it serious, like take it more seriously. I guess the best way to put it. But all right, two quick things. Like obviously none of this is live, so if you're like halfway through an answer and then just you're like, wait, what am I talking about? Just like literally just stop. Take a second, start over. It'll be edited together. Nobody will know. And second thing, just do your best. You don't have to have the mic like right on your face, but just like keep it. Like some people, because they're not used to it, have a tendency like they're just talking and kind of like flail. Or I was
Hand motions.
I wanted to stop Sergio half the time. Like it was like down here, and like it ended up editing. It was okay, but it's just a pain in the balls for me. So I don't feel like doing it. So, all right, ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. What is up, Delaware County? Welcome back for another high school baseball preview episode. Brendan Ricciardi here with Garnet Valley. We got Ryan McGee, Harrison Ball, Cole Lombardo, Coach Schiller coming on a little later. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. All right, well, before we dive into 2026, I'd love to talk a little bit about last season. You guys won a playoff game, had a pretty good year. I'd love to hear about your thoughts, how it went overall, just positives and negatives, just your takeaways from last year.
I think last year went really well. I mean, end of the season we had some injuries, but we worked through it. And I feel like it got cut a little short. We had a very good lineup, but I think we did really well with what we had at the end of the year.
I think we had a lot of key guys that have been around for a very long time, and we knew how to work together. And then Schaller got injured, Thompson got injured. There were a lot of guys battling injuries throughout the entire season, but I think we put together what we needed to and got through the playoffs how we kind of wanted, but it got cut off short.
Yeah, obviously, like them two said, Schaller and Thompson getting hurt may have killed us in the long run, but we got a lot of returning guys from last year that know how to like get through that adversity. So I think we can just be as good as last year or even better this year.
So how are you guys kind of able to rally around that? Because it's not easy, two of your best hitters to go down like that. How are you guys kind of able to come together, get those younger guys who maybe didn't think their role was going to be quite as big, and get them that big experience playing in those playoff games?
Yeah, so really the younger guys, they've always been around us every year. We make sure we're tight-knit, so they know that they need to be ready when they come up. And I felt really confident that those guys were going to show up and play. I mean, I had full confidence in them that they could step up to the plate.
Yeah, just like McGee said, even starting the season, Gordon started catching, and he was phenomenal behind the plate. He didn't get as many opportunities hitting, but he was a dog behind the plate. Like, that's exactly what we needed. And, Yao stepping up in the playoffs with Schaller and Thompson hurt, even Thomas Acosta coming up, like, they filled their roles really well, and they had the confidence to do it, which is really impressive.
Yeah, to add on to that, I think we had a lot of, like, almost half of our lineup was different from start to end. We had Cole Hofker that didn't start. He was starting in the playoffs. Ashton Yao. Zach Gordon was a freshman. I mean, besides our infield, I think everybody was injured last year, so it didn't help us a lot.
All right, well, transitioning to 2026, how close are we to the turf? do we have any idea?
Unknown status.
I mean, I know the snow has probably been brutal for that.
God, yeah.
I talked to our athletic director, Mr. Bruner. He said like end of May. So
A little playoff run?
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be pretty fun if you guys
Yeah.
have a late playoff game. You can get on it for the first
we had
time.
like a varsity meeting, and he was saying how like he's gonna push all of our away games to the beginning of the season. So
I did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully by the end we can have that field.
Well, our first game of the week, you guys, I guess it'll be at Haverford now. Are you going to keep playing at the elementary school or more MSI this year?
I think more elementary school, but
Yeah.
are we gonna try to get some MSI games?
I
in
mean,
there?
it seems like a
hopefully.
pretty solid field. I never got out. I saw it on Game Changer. It seems like it gets the job done at least.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about heading into this year. Are you guys in tryouts right now, or
Yeah, we're finishing up this week.
so how have just any off-season workouts been? Just tryouts as a whole. Like, what's the kind of what have you guys noticed just from watching the team come together?
Yeah, so we start around Thanksgiving in our winter workouts, and 6 a.m. is when we get up and do it. So a lot of guys come out. For me, like the first one, but then we just get really close there, and I've seen a lot of guys really develop since last year, and I'm really excited to see it.
Are those at the school?
Yeah, at the school.
Yeah, just like McGee said, like all of our young guys are really like maturing athletically and even like off the field. Again, Zach Gordon, like he put on a lot of weight. He worked his tail off. Like he's really in this to be as good as he can. And even Orr last season struggled a little bit. Feel like he's back. He had a UCL injury on his left arm from football. You wouldn't even notice it. He looks really good.
Zach Nick's brother.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can tell who wants it. If you're showing up at 6 in the morning, getting your work in, coaching staff notices like who wants to be on varsity, who wants a starting job this year.
Well, you guys are ready for college with the 6 a.m. workouts. That's for sure. So from a pitching perspective, you have your two top arms back. Obviously, Ryan, yourself, and Dylan was a big part of the rotation last year. So how confident are you guys going into the season now, knowing you've had that full season when going into last year you weren't too experienced yet?
I'm fully confident in our pitching staff this year, especially with Orr coming back, and we have a few younger guys and a senior this year, Connor Criswell. I'm really excited to see them pitch. Connor dipped his beak last year and did pretty well, so I'm really excited.
Who else do you guys think maybe could step in and contribute some innings?
I would say Asher because last year he threw at a couple of scrimmages and I think he pitched in a couple of games last year, and he throws strikes. Like all you got to do in high school baseball, you got to throw strikes. Like you got to just pitch for an out. Like if they hit a ground ball, we're fielding it. If they hit a fly ball, we're fielding it.
Obviously,
So-
got a good infield.
I would like to say so, yeah.
Yeah.
But those pitch to contact guys like really help us a lot because I feel like we have a really good like fielding team and like helps a lot.
Before we move on to the next topic, watch out for Colton Turner this year.
Yeah.
Going to be a big arm for us that you
Sneaky.
probably haven't heard.
What year?
Junior.
Junior. Well, back-to-back breakout player of the years. That could be.
Sneaky guy.
So a little more continuity on the mound. A couple new faces on offense. Obviously, Chris is gone. Brady's gone. Nolan Carroll's gone. My guy, Barrett Game MVP, Joe Anzalone's gone. Talk to me about who you expect to kind of step into those roles on offense and be a big part of the lineup outside of you guys.
I think a huge secret weapon we have is Cole Hoffacker. He stepped up last year in the playoffs, and he's been working his tail off at Ascent, and I can definitely see a lot of improvement out of him. So watch out.
He's going to one of the Penn State schools, I believe.
Penn State Abington.
Abington. It's too many branch schools to keep track of. Everyone should go play club instead. But yeah, same question to you guys. Just any players that maybe whether that be coming up from JV or maybe were on varsity and didn't play quite as much.
I would say Ashton Yao. He's been hitting at Titus a lot, and I hit with him, and he's gotten a lot better and a lot more mature in the box. And I would also say restart. All right.
Can I go?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I think a couple of guys that you could see step up this year are names you already know, like Dylan Orr and Kyle Klein, that maybe didn't have the seasons that they expected or wanted last year. I think they're going to step up, and you could see them first or second team All Central this year just by their bats, and you also see them on the mound.
All right. Ashton Yao has been working his tail off and Titus, and I've been hitting with him, and he's grown a lot. Brandon Capone, he's been in the weight room. He gained like 20 pounds in like 5 months, so like he's been at it, and like you can tell that these kids like really want it and are trying to get their spot that they're really fighting for.
Unfortunately, I did too, but probably not the same weight that he did. So I don't know if you guys are officially captains, but how do you feel about kind of having more of a leadership role? I'm guessing, kind of going into last year, Ryan, you probably weren't too much of a vocal leader. Harrison, you've been on the team since you were a freshman.
Yep.
Have you as well? So like you guys have all these years of experience. How do you kind of feel about having more of that vocal role?
Yeah, so I'm captain of the hockey team, and just being more vocal and commanding the team, it's just awesome because I kept my head down, I worked hard, and it shows. It pays off, and people respect that, and they respect what you have to say. And a lot of the younger guys, they'll listen to you. They listen to you. They want to learn. They want to get better, just so they can be in my spot. So,
Yeah, just like Ryan said, like young guys, whatever you do, they're gonna do. Like if you're a senior leader, if you're walking everywhere, they're gonna walk right behind you. If you're slacking off during practice, they're gonna slack off during practice. So like setting the example and doing what you're supposed to do, they're gonna follow. And then once they get into your spot, then they're gonna lead the same way that you do.
Yeah, as a captain this year, I think, like, as the previous 3 years, I've seen different vibes from each captain, and this year I want to try to, like, have as much fun as possible and take all the pressure away from the younger guys and the whole team as a whole. I think, like, once you take that pressure away, everybody plays a lot better.
Yeah.
Baseball is the worst sport to be either A, in your head, or B, just like,
Yeah.
feeling the weight coming down on you,
yeah.
for sure. All right, let's talk a little bit about college baseball. Cole, you'll be heading up to New York, St. Bonnie's, Division I baseball. Talk to me about your recruiting process, because I know while playing with Wayne this summer, you told me a little bit about some of the schools, but what was the deciding factor for you there?
My recruiting process, it started off a little bit slow and then picked up beginning of the summer. I started getting a lot of looks from like the mid-major to high D2s, and I wasn't getting any offers. And then my first offer was from Westchester, and then I started getting other PSACs. And then I eventually got St. Bonnie's in probably July, and I gave it like a month to see what else I got, and that's when I didn't want to wait too long and made my decision.
Have you visited up there yet?
Yeah, I visited in May before I had an offer, and then I went for my official in August, right before I committed.
Cool. Right, you'll be staying a little closer to home, going to Holy Family, which I know it's in Philly. I don't know exactly where it is, but what was your process like? Because I know you had committed somewhere else first, correct?
yeah. So it's in Northeast Philly. I previously committed to LaSalle University up by Boston, and it was a great school, but coaching changed, and the coach asked me to go to another college, and I just thought maybe I'd reach back out to Holy Family. They were my number 2 school, and Thomas Jefferson was my number 1, but that didn't work out. So, yeah, Holy Family, it's just a great program. I mean, they reached out to me, and Coach Schiller actually coached the head coach there, so I was able to get up there for a practice and all that, and it was just everything I wanted.
A couple local guys. I know Jack Redding from Bonner's there.
Yeah.
They're pretty new in like maybe their second year back.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So that's cool. You get to kind of help build it up. Harrison, you're going JUCO, JUCO Bandit, Tennessee, correct?
Yep.
Volunteer State.
Yep.
I'm very curious about how you got connected there because not exactly right around the corner.
Yeah. So my summer coach, his son, coached there. He was their pitching coach, and then he left like I guess 2 years later. So we were in Atlanta actually. We were playing in Hoover. Or sorry, Alabama. We were playing in Hoover, and I'm about to go home, and my coach calls me and he's like, "Hey, like I want you to visit this school. I think this is a really good opportunity for you." So me and my mom took the rental car, drove to Nashville. We did a little workout there, visited the school, and I really liked it. I really loved the coach, and I thought it was my best option just to grow and like get better from there.
You ready to just be gritty?
Absolutely.
Be a true JUCO
Absolutely.
Bandit? I love it. We'll be joined by Coach Schiller in a moment here, but what do you guys have to say about just playing for him and the culture he's built at Garnet Valley and just what it's like playing here?
Oh, yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, he's built something really amazing here. And he doesn't put a lot of pressure on us while we're on the field or anything. He waits till after we're done with our outing or at practice to really hammer us home and tell us what we could do. And I just love how he coaches.
Yeah, I feel like he taught me how to be mature after things go wrong. I remember my freshman year, my first game, I struck out 3 times against a really good pitcher, and I was just so mad. And I get back in the dugout, and I'm like super pissed. And he comes up to me, and he was like, "Take a walk down the line, put your head down, say whatever you want to say to yourself quietly, and then walk back and come back with a clean slate." And I feel like that's like really made me a more mature player and just obviously a better player because when I go back into the field, clean slate.
I think he really tries to give like all the keys to the players to make sure they try to mature on their own before he steps in. So even if you make a mistake once, maybe he won't say anything so you can try and fix it yourself. But if you keep making the same mistake, he'll definitely correct you and make sure that you're going along the right path.
They're just saying that because you're here. All right, last question for you guys. In order to accomplish your goals, trying to go after the Central League, go make a deeper run in districts, just give me one key or one thing that maybe you're trying to emphasize to the rest of your guys that you need to work, not even necessarily work on, just focus on for this year.
Really just starting rallies and hitting. I mean, we're not really going to have a deep ball this year, and we're focusing on really racking together hits, doing what we can to move runners around bases, steal as much bases, steal as much hits as possible.
I think it starts with the scrimmages. Like, I feel like in past years we've been like, it's just a scrimmage, doesn't matter. To me, every single game matters. Like, you have to go hard every single game, and even like playing the not as good teams in the Central League, you can't go in and be like, we're going to beat this team for sure. Like, you got to give it 100% and score as many runs as you can and pitch your full ability. I feel like if we do that, we're golden.
I really like what Ryan said. I don't think anybody should be trying to do too much, even though like you might look as some of us as like the top hitters in the league. We're all doing the same thing. Getting on base, stealing a bag. Everybody's got to have the same role, and that'll get some runs on the board for us.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. Appreciate your time, and I guess we'll see you guys March 18th. Hopefully,
Thank you.
Hopefully
Thank
the
you.
weather
Appreciate it.
cooperates with
Thanks,
that.
Brendan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just reset this here.
I don't want to interrupt.
This is Mike. He's the coach of Devon. This is his